Okay. Well, very good morning, guys. No energy to anyone. Don't shout. I said tell it active, not to shout. Okay. Okay. So fine. So last class we just been talking about data annotations, right? So what are these annotations? Annotations are nothing but the data validations. We can do these particular validations with the help of the data annotations. Okay. So what is the advantage with the annotations? They will do both client side and server side validation. First, they will do client side validation, and again they will perform your server side validation. Double security and double advantage. Fine. Yeah, let's. Okay. So last day we just been defined the annotations for all these things. What? Name. Name we have display required in regular expression. Password. Data type required in regular expression. Confirm password. Display data type required compare. Date of birth. Data type. Display required. We have one more. I'll explain you. Mobile. Display data type. Regular expression. Email. Display data type. Address. Display name. And we use some rules for password validation. And remember, these are the rules what we use for password validation. The first one is to tell digit must occur at least once. Lowercase alphabet must occur at least once. Uppercase alphabet must occur at least one. Special character should occur at least once. White spaces are not allowed. Next, at least 8 minimum and 16 uppercase characters. Okay, fine. Now let's go with the controller, guys. Now let's go with the controller. Okay, data annotation. So we defined a model class yesterday. That's it, right? Yeah, we need a controller, we need an action method and a view. Controllers. Add a controller. Some name. I'm naming the controller as user controller. Yeah. So public view result, add user. Public view result, add user. Return view. Okay. Design a view, return view. What next? I just wanted to give you another action method. Public view result, validate user or display user. Display user. For this, I want a parameter. What is the parameter? Our user as a parameter. Not user, users as a parameter. What is users? That's our class we defined in the last class. Users is, I named it as users. Let me change this as user. And no matter, just we did not import the namespace here. That's why we are getting there. Using MVC data annotation start models. Okay, first, this is your get method, guys. This is a get method. When you enter the details and click on the submit button, it will go to display customers and submits all the data to display customer. Now you need to create one view for add user, one view for display user. Add user will take the input. Display user will display the output. That's it. So let us start with right click, add view, MVC 5 view. Guys, can I use these options? Template, empty. Template is empty. Model class. Remember, I already explained about all these options to you. So what is the template I'm using? Model classes, the appropriate models. Using a layout. I chose the layout. Yeah, see, add a view to add user action method without choosing any layout. Update the version of jQuery. Last class we already done. And actually, when I prepared the document, the version is 3.6.1, but right now it is not 3.6.1. Just a minute. 6.4. Huh? Okay, that's a version correction. You just do it. Yeah, 6.4. Actually, when I prepared the document, it is 3.6.1. Now it is 3. Initially, what will come? 3.4.1. And now we updated to 3.6.4 using the NuGet package manager. How to do? I shown you already in the last class. Just do it. Yeah, because I selected the model, automatically it was imported to you on the top now. Clear? Come on. Let's design the view. At the rate using HTML dot begin form. Tell me where you want to submit. Display user. Controller name. User only. Controller name is user. And if you want to write the method and all, you can write. But if you don't write, the default method is post. The default method is post. Okay, ignore it. Not a matter. Now here, you need to write the coding for all your user creations now. Okay, guys, how do you write your particular code right now for creating the view? Okay, just watch. Div. I'm using a div tag. At the rate HTML dot label for any name. U dot, what is the first attribute? Name. U dot name. The model binding again. What U refers to? U refers to user. Earlier, if it is employee, then he, customer visits C. Now it is user, we are using U. U dot. And right now, run it. Just watch this. Earlier, when I said U dot name, the property name used to be shown as a label, right? Yes or not? But see the difference now. It is not going to show the property name as label. Property name is name. Property name is name. But we have used a display. We have used a display. That display will come for you as a label. Check it out. Understood, everyone? What you got? The username. Why you got this? Because we used the display attribute. We used a display attribute. That is the reason why what we got is user. Okay. What next? The next thing, just a minute. Okay. A break I'm putting here. Next, I want a text box. I want a text box. At the rate HTML dot text box. I said you this already. Remember text box for U dot name. So already explained about using a text box for. But yesterday, finally I concluded one thing. Don't use this. Use editor for. Based on your data type, automatically it will create a control for you. Based on the data type, it creates the control for you. Use what? Editor for. Okay. Now tell me, it has a validation now. What validation? Required validation. If the text box is not entered with a value, what should happen? Display an error message. Display, and to display this error message, I just wanted to use I want to use validation message for. What is this, sir? The validation message for will bring the error message associated with this property and publishes here. Which property? Array, which property? Name property. See, watch it. You have an error message associated with this. If required field failed, what is the error message? If regular expression failed, what is the error message? And that message will come now and will be displayed for you over here. What is the method I should call? Validation message for. What I should use is validation message for. This will display the label text. This will bind your control with the name, and this is going to display the error message when the validation fails. Are you clear? For every control, for every property, it is the same code now. What? Label, editor, validation message. Okay, so I'll copy paste, guys. Password. Okay, next. Confirm password. Next. Date of birth. Next. Watch. Mobile, email, address. What next? Submit and reset. Submit and reset. Guys, here I'm using Bootstrap. So what do you require is a Bootstrap now. So go to Solution Explorer, go to Content folder, bootstrap.min.css, drag and drop, run the code. The order is label, control, validation message. Yeah, that's it. Now, how you want to show the, first you need to show label. The question is, sir, is the order first label, control, and validation? Yeah. How will you show? Yeah, you'll show text box first and label next. How will you show? Label first, afterwards text box. Beside the text box, there are message. You know, how you want to, that is your sequence. I can write any way you like. Form created. Okay. Now tell me, if I don't fill any values and click on the save button, will it submit the page to my server? Tell me. Submitting. Array, submitting. See, display user view is not created. That is error. Submitting or not? Submitting. Why you got this error? Because you did not still create the display user view. I said about here 404 came, means method not found. You did not write the method at all. 404 error did not come. View engine error came, means view is not created. The view is not created. That is why you got the error in this context. The view is not created right now here. That's why we got the error. Am I clearer or not? Understood all of you? So that's the reason why you got this particular error. So fine. So now the question is, sir, how is it submitting? You said validation should work now. Array, validation did not work here. Submitting of, that is not the point here. We need to understand that so many validations we have done, nothing working now. Yes or not? Reason is you did not use jQuery in the code. You did not use jQuery. array that use jQuery, that uses jQuery. Then you need all the jQuery libraries here. What do you require? Watchman. First, jQuery dot min dot js, not cs. jQuery dot min dot js. Okay, the version is important. Second, jQuery dot validate dot min dot js. Third, anaptasu dot min dot js. All the jQuery, all the 3 jQuery files now. Run. Age is not submitting, say. Why, sir? Your validation's failed. Your validation's failed. See, first one is a mandatory field. Username field cannot be left empty. Second one is a password. Password field cannot be left empty. Confirm password field cannot be left empty. Date of birth field cannot be left empty. Mobile number. Actually, watch. Wrong email ID, wrong mobile number. Wrong email ID, wrong mobile number. Okay, address you don't have any validation. Address you don't have any validation. Otherwise, all the validation messages are coming on now. But I want to highlight them, guys. I want to highlight these messages. Okay, I'll highlight you. But do you understand? Editor per created you an appropriate control based on the data rec. What is this, sir? This is a password text box. Check it out. Are you clear? This is a password text box. And here, date text box. Here, tell, input type tell. Here, email. Input type is email. And here, normal text area. Go to view page source and observe. Input. Watch. First one, label. Second, input. Type is text. And to display the message, it used a tag now. What is the tag? Validation message per will create you span tag. Validation message per will create you span tag and displays the error message in the span. Second one, password. Input. Type is password. Input. Here also type is password. Here, input. Type is date. Okay, here. Input. Type is a tell. Email. Input. Type is email. And here, text area. What it creates is text area. So as a developer, it's not my responsibility. I want checkbox here. I want radio button here. I want password. Not my job now. Who will take care? The editor for method will take care. If I use editor for, what is the advantage? That will only decide. Label should come here, or text box should come here, or text area should come here, or checkbox should come here. All the decision making will be done by the editor for based on the data type. Clear? Okay. What next? Actually, want to highlight my error message. Error messages are going black color, not highlighted. Want to highlight them? You want to highlight them? Yeah. Where the error messages are getting published? Span tag. Correct? Let us write a styling for span now. Let us write styling for span. Let's go to our application. Use a style tag. Span. Come on, write some style code for this now. Are you clear? Background hyphen color. Color. something. I'm just writing a style for my span. I'm writing a style for my span. So now the style should apply for all these spans now. Your messages are highlighted. Got it? Okay. So if you don't highlight, we'll not understand the difference between label and error message now. So user has to understand is an error message, is a label, something. So for that, I'm writing the styling for this. Point clear, all of you? Understood till now? Yes or not? Sir, the validations are successful. Will it submit the page to server? Yes, it will. If the validations are successful, it is going to submit the page to server. The page gets submitted to the server once all these validations are successful. Okay, let us see that, guys. This breaks. Yeah. It's in the notes, check it out. What files to drag and drop I mentioned in the notes. You can put anywhere, Arun Kumar. You can put in head also, body. Generally, the correct thing is in the body only. jQuery, means your teacher has said you or not, I don't know, that's why I did not tell you. You write in the head section. The correct place to put is in the body, not in the head. In the last line of the body. Where is it? The last line of the body. Even put it in the header also, but the correct place to put it is in the last line of the body. Just before by body, we should put it. But anywhere it works. Controller, user and add user. Okay. Now see, I'm filling the values, Raju. See, immediately the pass, the validation message gone now. I'm entering only 2 characters. Minimum 3 character size we discussed. I want to enter special characters. It doesn't accept. Name can have alphabets and spaces. If you don't enter any value, now the error message is different. What is that? Username field cannot be left empty. And if I start entering a value, then the error message is going to be different. Did you understand it? Basically, this is only what we call as unobtrusive mode. Unobtrusive means you try to work with the controls, immediately the messages will come. But in JavaScript, that is not. How do you have the logic? See? In JavaScript, you enter a value, try to come out of the control, then it will propagate the message. Yes or not? You try to enter the value, coming out of the control, it propagates the message. But right now, it uses a concept called unobtrusive validation mode. That unobtrusive validation mode is, it will work dynamically based on the value. See, I deleted the value. Immediately, it just tells you, I'm trying to enter a value. Automatically, the messages are changing. This is called as unobtrusive mode. And to get this unobtrusive only, we used the last one. What is that? jQuery.validate.unobtrusive.min.js. Actual validations are done by. And to work with this is a core library. What is that? jQuery. And this is for unobtrusive mode. We need this. Clearer? Okay. Fine. And now coming to password, I'm entering something wrong. See? Showing you. Password format. No spaces. Minimum 1. Numeric. Minimum 1. Uppercase and lowercase alphabet. Minimum 1. Any of these special characters should be ranging between 8 to 16. I'm entering the name as Raju. Password I'm entering Raju @1024 something. Yeah, validation succeeded now. Why? I entered my password first character uppercase. First character uppercase. Lowercase characters @1024. Now again here I'm writing @1024. You can see here. Yeah, that's what I entered. So validation success now. And now you come to date of birth, and in the date of birth, you just required to fill the value. Actually, we need to fill up the value in what format? MMDDYY. MMDDYY. But see, if I say, if I enter in a wrong format, it doesn't accept the values. Okay. Yeah, just trying to fill up the appropriate values. Mobile number, just to fill in your mobile number here, whatever it is. See, it is not accepting. Why? 0 is there. We have 0 in the start. Remove it. Email ID accepted. I am removing @ here. Please enter a valid email address. All the validations are successful. Now when I click on the save, now also will get the error, but not about validation error now. The page is getting submitted and we don't have this display user. Are you clearer or not? Okay. So that is what. Okay. Let me do that. Complete it also. Let me go for display user, add view. Shall I go with details? Remember, details will automatically show you the details. No need to write the code. I can clearly write the code and give you. Model class, user. Model class is user. The advantage with this is it will write off all the code. See there? Model, and you see. Display name for, it will display your property name, display for value. Property name, property value. Just publishes all the information to you. That's not important for us. That is only for publishing the data. That's why I just gone for using the details section there. Okay. So one more time, let's run. Add user. Fill in all the information. Yeah. Click on the button. Got your information on the screen. Understood? You got your information on screen. Yeah, that's going to. By default, will give you edit button, back to list. We don't want them. Just to delete the two links because we just used what? Template now. We did not write all this code. What we used is a template. By default, the template will provide you edit and back to list in the bottom. Just come and delete there. Come to the bottom. See, it has given you these two links here. Nothing about this one. Yeah. Now, all the validations are performing. All the annotations are performing your validations on the client side or not? Clearer now? Okay. Sir, when will it do validations on the server side? If JavaScript is disabled on the client side. If JavaScript is disabled on the client side, then it will go to server side validation. Are you clearer or not? So if you want to test it, what you'll do? Disable JavaScript on your browser. Disable JavaScript on your browser first. Let's do it. Can I use editor for? Yes, you can. But it will display the Xbox. See, you're only asking the question. See, what the question is? Can I use editor for HTML helper method for label? You want a label. Editor. Understand the meaning of editor? Editor means something which can be edited. Why will it create a label? If you use it, it won't throw you any error. It will create a text box there also. Okay? Nothing like. Performance wise, it is always good to put in the bottom. Just Google for it. What is the advantage of putting the script files on the top and bottom? Yeah. What we are planning to do, disable the JavaScript. Settings, cookies and site permissions. Scroll down, JavaScript. Switch off the toggle button. This is called as the toggle button. Okay, switch off the toggle button. Close. JavaScript is disabled now. Run. Now guys, I'm entering all junk data here. I'm entering all junk data in this particular case for this something. Now, client-side validations are not going to be performed now. Now, when I click on this, what it has to do? Server-side validation. So page will be submitted of now. Yes or not? But validation should be done in the server side. Okay, now tell me, display user should be displayed or should not be displayed? Come on, think here. Display user page should be displayed or should not be displayed? Should not be displayed. Why? Your validations failed. When validations failed, it should not display the display users now. That is wrong. Correct or not? Let us see what happens. Validations failed, but still it went up to, today it is only display user. Yeah, tomorrow my code is to save in database. All the junk will go and sit in the database now. Right or wrong? Is it this process right or wrong? Wrong. Is it wrong? The validations will be done on the server side, you said? Yes, it will be done on the server side. All the validations will be done on the server side again. But if validations are done on the server side, then why is it going? Why is it not stopping? Because you did not ask it. You did not ask it. What I did not ask? If validations fail, what to do? You did not tell. If validations are success, what to do? If validations are failed, what to do? Did you tell that anywhere? Then how will the system understand now? Are you clearer or not? Simply you said return view. Yeah, it is going up to return view. That's all. You should write the logic here. How to write? If there is a property called model state dot is valid. What is this model state dot is valid? This property returns true if all the validations are successful and returns false if the validations fail. Did you understand my point or not? What will do? It will returns true if the validations are successful, otherwise returns false. Now, if the validations are successful, what to do? Return the view. Which view? Display user. Can I write like this? Go to display user, take this model. Else, validations failed. If validations failed, what you should say? Return view, add user. Why, sir? You need to show the add user back again. Validations failed. What should come back? Add user. Validation success. Display user. Did you understand the code? If validations are success, go to display user. Validations failed. Again, go back to add user only. So why are you passing this information here? I'm passing this information to display them there. Why did I pass the information here? I'm passing this information so that text boxes will regenerate all the old values to you back again now. The text boxes has to show you the old values, what mistake you done. You need to see that now. So text boxes will fill with all the values. Okay, run and see. All wrong information. Yeah, all wrong information. Okay, click on the save. Check out. Are you guys clear? You got your message. Password format, no spaces, minimum one, numeric. All the messages are coming back to you as is now. Why, sir? We have just gone for launching the same page. We are launching the same page. If the validation fail, launch the same page again. Is my point clear? So now it is doing a server-side validation or not? Now enter the correct values now. Fill in with correct values. All values are correctly entered. Are you guys clear? If values are correctly entered, what will happen? It will display you the display user. Otherwise, where it will go? Add user. It will go to the add user. So the two methods here, just watch. Actually, this is how I should write the code. Is valid, return view, obj, else add user. Sir, in the classroom, you return your view name here. Here you did not write, no problem. Why? If I don't write the view name will always be action method name. And if I don't write view name will display method name only, action method name only. Na? If I don't write also, no problem. But here compulsory. Here optional. You write also no problem, don't write also. But here it is mandatory. You need to compulsory write the things. How to verify this? Model state dot is valid. So this property will return true if all the validations are successful and false if any validation fail. So how do I know, sir, which validation failed? I launch the same view again. It will show you there what validations failed. It will show you there what validations are failed. If JavaScript is not disabled, no worries at all with all these particular things. Why? Everything is done on the client side, and what comes to server is correct data. All this problem is only when the JavaScript is disabled by the browser. When JavaScript disabled only, all these problems will come. No, JavaScript is not disabled. Then we don't have any issues at all. Understood me? Generally, how do you know JavaScript is disabled? You know, have you noticed it anytime? JavaScript is disabled, it will show you this like this. It will show you in the browser address bar, beside the address bar, it will show you. What is that? JavaScript is blocked on this page. So that we can get an identity ad is blocked on your particular machines. Yeah. So have a look, guys. So these are the things what I done. What is the first step? A model class with all the validations you want. With all the validations you want. Annotations. Okay. Second step. Controller with two methods. One is add user, one is display user. Initially, the display user doesn't have any condition. So that's when the validations fail also, it will go to display user. It will go to display user. Okay. So now see, add user method, layout, update the version of jQuery, and finally see, drag and drop all these script files, and also bootstrap, your bootstrap file. Where are you submitting? Controller name, user. I given a comments, guys. This statement should be on the top of the view. This one, head section. This one, head section. This one, inside of the div tag. Where is the div tag? Body. The body. Under that, we are just writing all this code. Data annotations will perform data validations when we bind views with model classes using the strongly typed helpers like label for, text box for, editor for, etc. Now run the view. Fill in the details and click on Save User button of Launch Display User View. But in this process, if we enter any wrong values in the controls or did not enter values in the controls, validation attributes comes into picture, displays error message, and will not allow the page to be submitted to server. They will not allow the page to be submitted to server. By default, validation error messages are displayed by using the span tag. They're displayed by using the span tag, and the text will be in black color, and the text will be in black color. Whereas if you want to highlight those messages, go to head section of add user view and define a style for. I shown you already all these things. I written a style here. Color, red, back color, yellow, font size, font style, oblique. I've written some styling for that. So to display the error messages. Next. Validation attributes will perform data validations on the client machine. And if at all those validations fail, page will not be submitted to server. Even in case of the, I did not still explain about the remote validation for you. I said I'll tell you. Yeah, let me complete that remote also, guys. What is the remote is? I think, man, that is one of the validation attribute. I shown you regular expression now. I shown you compare array, all these things. One thing we did not see is remote. Yeah, I will finish it. We'll talk on that also, remote also. And then we'll go forward. Nothing, man. Date of birth is there now. Date of birth, basically, I just don't want the date of birth. Means the user should attain 18 years of age to register. You cannot register less than 18 now. Should attain 18 years of age. Now, all of you, just tell me one thing. What is the last possible value that is accepted if you want it to be 18 years? Array, the user should attain 18 years to register. So what is the last possible date that is accepted? 5, only 2005, all 2005 are accepted. What your answer? 5th month, today is 5th date. 5th date, 2005. The last accepted date should be 05. It's a month. Now date is also 05 and year 2005. And anything greater than this date should not be accepted. Yes or not? Basically, can I write a JavaScript validation for it? Yeah, you can write JavaScript validation, not a big deal. We can write regular expression. We can use a regular expression. Do all these things, nothing matter. See, sometimes you may require to write some complex logic. Carefully listen. Sometimes you may require to write some complex logics, very complex logics. And this logic, you're not able to write in JavaScript. You're not able to write this logic in JavaScript. Maybe this logic requires some data from database. Understand my point. This logic requires some data from the database. Then I cannot write by using JavaScript. I can't write by using JavaScript. So in that scenario, means this logic can be written only on the server side. This logic can be written only on the server side, not on the client side. Did you understand my point or not? This logic should be written only on the Can be written, not should be. Can be written only on the server side. Client side logic cannot be implemented. Why? It's a big complex logic which requires some data from database. Did you catch my point or not? So I cannot write this code by using the client side logic JavaScript here. I want pure server side coding. But if you write server side code, that will execute only when the page is submitted to server. Forget about JavaScript disabling. Let us not disable JavaScript. Let us remove disabling JavaScript here. Settings, cookies and site permissions. Go to JavaScript and block it. Now let's not talk about JavaScript disabled here. JavaScript is not disabled. JavaScript is active. Validation should be in the client side or not? Yes or not? But for this, for a particular thing, you want a server side validation now. What do you want? Not like server side validation. You want to write the code in the server side. You are not able to write the code in JavaScript. You need to write this code only in the C#. Only in the C#, because that validation requires some database code. But C# code means that will execute only when the page is submitted. But I want that to happen on the client side. And to do this, they're given as one attribute called as, one annotation called as remote. What is this remote? This remote here, it will invoke a server-side function. It will invoke a server-side function or a server-side method without submitting the page to server. I repeat, what it will do? It will invoke a server-side method without submitting the page to server. Means validation will be client-side only. But validation rule will be on the client side. But logic is on the server side. Means without submitting the page, when you come there, it will go to server, finds the results, come back, receives the result, true or false. If true is coming from the server, what is the meaning? Validation failed. If false is coming, true is coming, validation success. False is coming, validation failed. Will not submit the page. But the logic is not on the client system, guys. Where the logic will execute? Server system. That is the beauty of remote. Did you catch my point or not? So what is the beauty of remote? Validation will be done on client side only. But logic will execute on page won't be submitted. Without submitting the page, in the background, it will connect it to server. User don't know that. User don't know. Without the user information, it will connect it to server and gets you the data and displays for you on the screen. Like how your cricket score updates to you on a web page. How the cricket score gets updated for you on a web page. If you see the cricket score updating on a web page, without refreshing the page, the score will change to you automatically. Yes or not? That's all happens in the background. And for that, it uses a technology called as Ajax. It uses a technology called as Ajax. I'll explain you Ajax in detail later in our MVC. We'll see how to use. But that's a behind the screen technology means without telling to user what it will do, it will go to server, checks it, comes from there and tells you, this is valid or not valid. Are you clear? That is what remote is all about. Okay, to show you that, actually see, right now this date of birth validation is there now. I want to do it on the server side now. Did you understand me or not? This date of birth validation I want to do on the server side. I want to do a server side validation. To do that, I want to write the code in this class now. Which class? User controller. I want to write the code in this particular class. Which class? User controller. Public. Guys, the return type of the method should be JSON result. Why, sir? Because the data should come to server and go back. The result should go back. And the result will go back when you're transporting the data. What is the mechanism to transport the data? I said you. This week only I explained you. JSON. The industry uses JSON. Why? Platform independent. You can transport the data in platform independent mechanism. That's what it uses. JSON. See here, we are not giving a view. We are only giving the result. You ask me a question, why not a view results? You want to display new view, huh? The same view only. What you want is only result. Got the point? And the result should be ASN result. Write a method, any method of your choice. I return the method as is validate. Okay. And to validate this, what do you require? The value of the text box. Which text box? Date of birth text box. The value of date of birth text box. Are you clear? Okay. Date time DOB. Ray, you remember when your parameter name is same as control name, value automatically comes to the method. We learned it already. What is that? A name mapping system. My property name is DOB. My control name is DOB. My parameter name is DOB. All are matching. So automatically the value comes here. Okay, now write the logic. What is the logic? What do you want? The value that is entered in the date of birth, the value that is entered in the date of birth should not be greater than 552005. Am I correct? Tell me. The value that is entered in the date of birth should not be greater than. Can only be less than or equal, but cannot be. Why tomorrow you enter 5/6/2005? You did not still attain to 18 years. Tomorrow you'll attain. A month is 5, date is 6, year is 2005. When will you assign? When will you attain 18 years? Tomorrow, not today. Correct? So that's why the value should not be greater than 5/5/2005. Am I correct? Okay, if I write like this will work today, but tomorrow it won't work now. Yes or not? So should be. Am I correct? Okay. How to write? If DOB greater than, don't write 5/5/2005. What do you write? Date time dot now dot add years minus 18. So today it will bring you today's date. Tomorrow it will bring you tomorrow's date. Day after tomorrow it will bring you day after tomorrow's date now. Is it clear? If the date of birth entered is greater than this, okay? True or false? Come on, status is true or status is false? Greater than means false. Okay, here let me declare a variable and I'll say status is equals to. No, it is not greater. If it is not greater, true then, right? Status equal to true. Okay, return. What is the method? JSON. You're required to pass your information. Now, what? Status. And second parameter, remember? You should pay the get request. Yeah, you're making a get request. You enter the data, it will make a get request for this method now. What is the method name? Is validate. Is validate. Now, this is validate method should be given to the remote attribute now. Should be given to the remote attribute. How to give? Watch, guys. What's it? Remote. Actually, guys, I have a small problem now. There are two classes with the same name called remote. There are two classes with the same name called as remote. One class is present in system.web.mvc.remote. Okay. There's another class also called remote here. The namespace name is. Okay, it's not showing. Okay, directly let us type of remote, then it will tell you. Using I'm importing it. I'm using the remote. I'm using the remote. Actually, see a small problem here. When I use this remote, it'll ask you some values here. First, a string, route name, some parameters. It is just asking you. Okay, we'll supply them. We'll supply them. Not a problem. But just concentrate. After importing system.web.mvc, you got an error at compare. See, notice that we got an error at compare. Why? Actually, I said wrong. There are two remote classes that you are wrong there. You have two compare classes, not two remote classes. We have two compare classes. One present in system.componentModel.data annotation. Did you notice it? There are two compare classes. One is present in system.componentModel.data annotation. Second one present in MVC. Array namespace, compare attribute is the class name. Okay, first one is system.componentModel.data annotation. Second one system.web.mvc. Guys, when you're importing both the two namespaces, you imported both namespaces now. When you imported ambiguity arises here now. Which compare class you want? Are you getting my point or not? To resolve this problem, let's not import this. If I don't import, we don't have any problem with compare now. Why? You already imported data annotation now. It'll take the compare from the data annotation. But now problem will come with remote. Remote requires. That's why let's write like this. System.web.mvc. If you don't write here, if you want, no, sir, I don't want, I want to import. You want to import? Import. But in such scenario, before compare, you should write a system.data annotation.component model. Which one is simple? Writing system.data annotation. System.component model.data annotation.compare is easier. Or writing system.web.mvc is easier. Choose your option here, that your choice, anything you like. I thought this is simple and I used it. Okay, fine. Now we need to specify the things now. Why need to specify the things? What is the name of the method, action method that has to be used here? What is your action method name? Where is this action method present? User. The controller name is user. Okay. And the third attribute is, what is the error message you wanted to display? Okay. You need to be, or you need to attain 18 years of age to register. You need to attain 18 years of age to register. Okay. So all of you guys observe it. I'm using this remote attribute now. So the name itself tells you remote. What will it do? It will be on the client side and invokes the method in the remote machine. Remote server means remote only, na? Remote machine. Which method it will call? It will call the is valid user, which is present in the user controller, and gets you the status true or false. If true, it won't show the error message. If false, will show the error message. Clear? Come on, let's run and see. I'm entering some correct values here. Come on, come to date of birth. I will enter 05 06 2005. 2005. Is this what you written there? Yes or not? I got the output. Is the page submitted? No, page is not submitted. It's a background submission. We call and it uses a technology called as AJAX. So some of you who already learned ASP.NET know AJAX, for the rest of the people, what is this AJAX is? AJAX is a new technology, not like it's completely a different concept, which is used for partial page submission. What is that? Partial means without submitting the whole page. What it submits is only a part of the page. The best example for this is because of that AJAX only, your cricket score updates on your website, even though the page is not refreshed. Are you getting me or not? You see a website now, and now generally anything want to change with the page should be submitted. Anything want to change, the page should be submitted. So now what is the problem of submitting the page is, I opened a newspaper site here, Indian Express, I opened, or Hindu, I just opened it. I'm reading news now. And right now, the current cricket match is going on. So on the top, it is showing the score now. I'm reading a newspaper, a big article, I'm reading and scrolling down, reading. Score should update there. Generally, how the update should happen? Only after refresh. Only after refresh. But suppose if I refresh the page now, if I refresh the page, what will happen? The complete page gets reloaded. You're reading somewhere in the middle of the article and the page is reloaded. How it will be for you? Tell me, you don't have feelings, huh? Tell me how it will be. Irritating. It will be irritating. I'm reading seriously and the page is reloading again and again. Again, reloading. It will be irritating. Yes or not? That's without submitting the whole page, we can submit only a part of a page. What should be updated? The area on the top where the cricket score is being displayed should be updated. That's it, na? A background call, get the data, publish it there. That's all. Here also it is the same process. It uses AJAX, goes to the server, validates the data, get the response back, and publishes to you. Now I'll enter the correct date, guys. Is this valid? Unobtrusive. See again, the message is immediately deleted. But here we even don't know it contacted the server. Yes, it contacted the server. Are you clear? Let us see. I'm not sure if it hits or not, but if it hits, we can see the result here. Check. Hitting the server, see. Okay. And just going to validate the data. So what is it returning? False. So the result is coming back. You're able to see the data. Again, I'm filling it 05. Hitting a, that's how you're going to verify. Debug. That's why I tell you debug will tell you answers for a number of questions. If you debug the applications, you'll come to know what happens. So this is hitting the server, but no one will see it's going to be refreshing or refresh button invoking, nothing. It will be active like that only, but contacts in the background and gets the results. Is it clear with remote? Yeah. Actually, that only just skipped in last class. Yeah. We are reading this paragraph, guys. Read them. Data validations will perform data validations on the client machine. And if at all those validations fail, page will not be submitted to server. Even in case of remote validation also, without submitting the page to server, it will perform a AJAX call to the server and receives the result as JSON, which will be true if the validation is success and false if the validation fails. In case if JavaScript is disabled on client's browser, then there will be a problem. That is, page gets submitted to server even if validation fails. So to overcome this problem in our display user action method, we need to verify with a condition that is which returns true if all the data validations are successfully completed, or else false if any validation fails. Okay, now to test this, rewrite code of display user action method as below. How do you write? Return view obj, else which view should call add user. All validation attributes will perform validations on client side only. And if at all JavaScript is disabled on client's browser, page will be submitted to the server. To overcome this problem, server will again revalidate all the input. And if the validations are successful, it will send the models it will set the models is valid property as a true or false if at all the validation fails, which we can see in our server-side logic to perform further actions as we have done above. We're comparing model state dot is valid. Now, add a view to display user action method. Do that. Right click on display user method in controller class, select add view. In the window opened, choose option details under template drop down list and choose user under model class drop down list, which will create a view to display data. And this is also scaffold. Run the add user.cshtml file in form with correct values and click on submit button, which will launch display user.cshtml file by displaying all the values we have entered in add user view. Okay. If we open display user.cshtml file and watch the code, there we find TL description list to display the data, and under this TT tag for displaying the attribute name by calling the helper method display name for, and the DD tag to display this attribute value by calling the helper method. Open that and see the code. Already I explained you. Display name for will get you property name. Display for will get you property value. Is it clear? Now validations became easy. Tell me, validations became easy. No need to write any complex codings now. Client side, server side. One time, that's all. By using validation attributes that will do client side also. If I don't have this, actually Microsoft added this concept in your web forms as well as MVC also. But tomorrow, if you're building an application with a PHP, you're building an application with a JSP, it is completely your responsibility to write both the client side and server side. Both I should do? Yes, you only should do. You only should write all the client side validation by using JavaScript, and you only should write all the server side validation by using the, if it is PHP, Python script, if it is PHP script, if it is a Django, Python, if it is JSP, Java. But when you come here, I don't require to do that. Who will take care? My annotations only will take care of you about the server side validations. That's the beauty of it. Okay. Finally, lastly, right now we displayed the error messages now beside text boxes. But in the real time, have you noticed these error messages will be displayed either on the top of the page or bottom of the page, not beside the control. Am I right? Why there a space won't be there? Yeah, you design a form now, put some controls to display big error messages. You won't see the space there now. So in that scenario, where do you see? Either on the top of the form, bottom of the form, it will display you the error messages. We need to check it out. A page not submitted means it will show you all the error messages to you. Are you clearer or not? How do we achieve it, sir? If you want to achieve it, we have validation summary. We have validation summary. This is similar to validation summary in web forms. In web forms also it is the same thing only. Okay. And by using this, we can display all the error messages at one place without displaying them beside the controls. To display all the error messages on the top of the form, write the below code in add user view in the top of begin form block. We have a begin form now. Just a minute, guys. Come to add user. Go to here in the top of the begin form. I want to display all the messages on the top now. So which control should I use? Validation summary. Have a look. I put a div tag. Next. Validation summary. Basically, what this is, you can give some title for this here. You can give some title, optional, not required. And I'm using a bootstrap styling now. All the error messages should be displayed by using this style, alert hyphen danger. It has some style code. It'll display the messages on that style. Okay. So run. No need to write anything, nothing. You put the control there now, enough. Style not applied. What happened? We used bootstrap now. Bootstrap. List is coming. Is because of bootstrap only I'm getting this list here. But why colors are not getting applied? We'll see. Just a minute. We'll see. We'll check it out why you're not getting. But I will look. We are just getting up the error messages on the top. But sir, when you're displaying on the top, what is the point of displaying this again on the yes or not? There's no point of displaying them here again now. I don't want these error messages to be displayed here again. Are you clear? How can I restrict them? Actually, the span tag. Are you written a styling also for this? Correct? Go to your view. Yeah, here you written the styling for this. Background color, something. Use a display none. For what? Span. Span display none means don't display any text in the span. Where it displays, no spans are not going to show the output here. Only who will display? That is only on the validation summary will display. See there. Are you clear? So the span is blocked now. So display none. So automatically you are just going to get the error messages on the top here, all the top. Okay. Let me check now why I did not get this alert danger. Fine now. What is the mistake in the code? At the HTML dot validation summary. It takes few parameters. First parameter is string title. Any title for this. Next, HTML attributes. New. What is a class attribute? Remember, class is a keyword. And I said you, whenever you work with keywords, enter it. Okay, now? No, it's not a keyword. Then no need. But if we are working with keywords, required to enter it is equals to alert hyphen danger. Bootstrap.min.css. View source. Validation summary, validate, alert danger, correct only. Style display none. Yeah, we written begin form only, na? Hmm. Now you should write alert hyphen danger. Alert space alert hyphen danger. Different alert styles are there, guys. You can use anything you like. See, alert success, alert info, alert warning, alert danger, alert primary, alert secondary, alert light. So many alert options are there. You can just use whatever you want. Yeah, here also we just do the same thing on a PTN. Actually, that was added later. Means version, maybe a version issue because we're using a latest version. Earlier, alert type and danger used to work, but now it is not working. Maybe it's a version. I installed I updated with the latest version. Maybe in the latest version, they restricted that option. Okay. But earlier, alert type and danger used to work. Yeah, we need to just do some R&D for that particular thing. Fine. It's all about how validations work in your application. Are you clear? Okay, guys. We will use these annotations going forward regularly on our model classes from now onwards. We will use these annotations regularly on our model classes now onwards whenever we want to, when you're working with the databases. When you're working with the databases. Fine. We have just been completed the basics of MVC, man. We understood how to create controllers, how to create views, how to create controls in the views, HTML controls, helpers, strongly typed helpers. Okay, then we went to views. Sorry, not views. When we went to models, how to define model classes, simple model classes. Finally, we just began with how to make the model classes complex with the help of all the annotations, right? So basically, we know how creating views now. We know how creating controllers, views, action methods, everything we are familiar now. Controller creation, model creation, view creation and all. Number of times we created login forms, registration forms. Just now we created registration form. This is a registration form only. Registration form only. But this data, I want to save it now. In my next level, what is my next step? I want to save all this data. I just want to save up all this particular data. So you guys already know where do you save the data? In a, why I scold you always? Data source, not database. I said to you tomorrow go to interviews also should answer correctly, not database. We store data in a, what's a data source? Array. Anything that is capable of storing the data can be called as a data source. File is the data source. Database is a data source. Don't forget, database is a subset of a data source. Database is a subset of a data source. I said you on your mobile phones, you have a software called address books. That is also a data source. So many variety of data sources will be storing them in the data sources. You learned all these things in your ADO.NET classes, how to work with the data sources, right? Okay, fine. So in the next step, now let us make all this particular data persistent by storing that in a data source. Clearer, and to save it in the data source or to work with the data sources, we basically have three different options actually. What are three different options? Option one, ADO.NET. Option one, ADO.NET. This is the best option what we use when we are designing Windows forms as well as web forms. Windows forms and web forms. These are the best architectures, ADO.NET. Second, Link, language integrated query. Third one, entity framework. The most modern, latest, automated. Everything is automated for you here. What is it? Entity framework. MVC applications maximum uses entity framework only. Clearer? But I'll show you all three, guys. First, I'm going to start with Link here, not ADO.NET. First, I'm going to start with Link. Next, entity framework. Last, I'll show you ADO.NET, one example. That's it. I'm not going to talk more on that because we don't use ADO.NET with MVC. Is it clear? What's important? Link is important. We use it with the link, and we need to know about this with the link. Okay, guys. Most of the people who completed your C#, you already learned link. Or you already learned link. If you have any doubts, refer to your notes. Or otherwise, I just posted some videos on this particular link in the YouTube. You can just refer to it. And 9 o'clock batch students have started link today only. So they also got familiarity with the link. If anyone not familiar with link, just go and watch my YouTube videos in our Narishetty channel. Are you clear what is link? Because we'll use that particular link here and work with the databases. And guys, remember, pure object-oriented programming. Recollect yourself. What's it? Entities are classes. Attributes are properties. We are following all the rules every day. Remember, entity is a class. Attributes are properties. Understood? All the same rules will apply for you here. We'll just use link you, pure object-oriented. We don't write a insert statement anywhere, update statement anywhere, nothing you will write. That is the beauty here. You want to insert a record, you won't write insert statement at all. You want to update, you won't write update statement at all. You want to delete, you don't write delete statement. What is it? It will give you methods. Call the methods. Pure object-oriented programming. That's what I'm telling you. Is that clear? I'll start with the concept tomorrow. If you miss your tomorrow's session, you will not understand anything at all going forward. Be careful with that. Are you clear? Okay, the introduction is only the very, very important thing. You miss it here, finish. You will not understand entity framework also because all these are interconnected. Okay, let me stop here. We'll meet tomorrow.